Hello. Hi. Hey, boo. Hey. How are y'all? Did y'all miss me? I know you did. Well, come on in. Get comfortable. Go get your favorite drink if you have one. I don't have one today, but you know how we do. We're going to talk about the things, all the things, and we're going to leave nothing out. But today, let's start talking about what's going on this month. Let's see. We have Easter egg hunts because Easter is Sunday. Are you going to church for Easter? What are you wearing? I am going to wear this cute little dress. I'm so excited that I can get back into it. hmm Wait till you see. But Easter egg hunts. There are so many Easter egg hunts going around. Let's see. My glasses have this glare on it. But there are children Easter egg hunts, adult Easter egg hunts. Have you ever been to an adult Easter egg hunt? They have, there's so many different ones, but some adult Easter egg hunts have liquor bottles inside of the Easter eggs. And then the children ones, um, of course, they have candy in them. Some of them have little things for kids to do. There's so many things to do and fun. You have obstacle courses and things to go find things. So go find an Easter egg hunt today because there are so many around. And then there is sourdough day or sourdough month. I can't remember. Um, but I love sourdough. I love butter on my sourdough. And then the recipes and things that you can make. I wonder how many things you can make with sourdough. Hmm. I need to know some recipes. So if you have a suggestion for some sourdough recipes, I need to know what they are because I love, and bread is not good for me. It does not like me, but I like sourdough bread. And then it's so soft on the inside and hard on the outside. It's that crunch, right? Oh, I love it. I love it. So, where are you watching from? Go ahead, show me. Tell me where you're watching from and make sure you subscribe so you can come back because I love to know where you're watching from. And then also, it's Gold Star Spouses Day. And when I heard that and saw that, I was like, what makes a gold spouse? What is a gold spouse? I want to be a gold. And then when I saw it, I'm like, wait a minute, I don't know if I want to be a gold spouse because Gold Spouses Day is they're so deserving of a gold award because they are spouses that of people who were killed in the war. Yeah, and it's honoring the surviving spouses of US military service members. Yeah, they died in the line of duty. I don't know anyone who has died in the line of duty or any gold spouses, but I honor them because I know that had to be a lot. I know I see movies where they come to the door and um, give them their. No, I don't want anyone to have to come to my door. How about that? I don't want anyone to have to come to my door. But there's a website that you can go to if you have lost someone in the line of duty and you want to be recognized or go and have a community, you can go to that website And what is the website? The website is, let's see, um, goldstarspouses.org. Goldstarspouses.org. And on there, you can find all about them, their purpose, get news, find out about events, see the calendar. You can join. It was amazing. I really love to join them. Oh, and I just want you to see my nails because, again, Easter egg hunts. Um, I got them sparkly because of, the Easter egg hunts. But so I also want you to know my next, the power of a choice. The power of a choice is they can define you, develop you, or destroy you. So I have a question and we're going to talk about it. And I'm going to bring on a guest today that's going to help me talk about this. Um, I think it's going to be fun. Um, but this guest is not only going to help me talk about the main topic, and I love him not only for what he does, but he's also my son, and he's allowing me to do the podcast here in his home. So I would like to welcome Tantalus Holiday. Come on over, Mr. Holiday. Come over and join me, please, sir. Sir, sir,
Hello.
sir.
What's going on?
Yes. So tell us a little bit about yourself, sir. Share just a little bit of your background, what you do.
Okay.
Yeah.
So my name is Tantalus Darnell Holiday Sr. Um, Grew up in Richmond. Went to Norfolk State. Marched in the band in Norfolk State for 4 years and went to college there. And while I was there, I was also working. And with me having a girlfriend, I also knew that if I was to be with child, I knew that I would join the military. That would be my only option. That would be my only route. Um, I can dive in more of why I chose that, but all I saw was Navy. So when I came home, the mother of my child, she told me that she was with child, and immediately the next day I went to the recruiter.
Mm, military man here.
Yeah.
Okay. So, what are some of your hobbies?
Ooh. For starters, I love, like I said, I march in the band, so I love music. Anything about music. I'm not the best musician, but I will tear it apart and I'll pick it to pieces. I love music. Um, Shoes is a big thing for me. Um, Growing up, my mother was the only child. I mean, only parent, and with her being the only parent, um, she afforded what she could as far as shoes. And what would I get? Beginning of school, Christmas, birthday. But my birthday is right around Christmas,
Mm-hmm.
so it, it's kind of hard for her to get me shoes on Christmas and birthday. So with that being said, I found a huge love in sneakers, and
You think?
I own maybe about 200 plus, somewhere around there. But that's been over the course of what? From I had a paper route, right?
Yes.
I had a paper route. I did a paper route with my mother, and she would pay me $150 every week or 2 weeks or something like
Yes, you
that.
had to get that money.
Yep. And immediately I would just go buy shoes. And I got my first job at 15 and 3 months. Because in Virginia, I think 15 and 6 months you can get your learners. Got my first job, and I would work over hours, and they would have to backlog. Shout out to Miss Gail. They would have to backlog all my stuff, and I would literally every time I would just go buy me shoes. So that's one of my hobbies. I like to fish. I like to play ping pong.
There we go. Okay. So I have a question for us today to discuss. Let's see. Because it was brought up by someone. Why can women say whatever they want to say and men can't?
Ooh. Mm.
So I have a video. I'm trying to see if I can remember how to put it up there. I'm trying. Do you remember the Cosby Show?
Yeah, a little bit.
Okay. So there's the Cosby Show, and there was this guy named Elvin who was dating one of the Cosby's daughter, and he made a comment to Miss Huxtable.
Okay.
And I'm going to see if I can add that for us to watch, and see if we can watch it and see if you can see what it will say. Let's see if I can see how to add this here. It's here, but how can I add?
I do want to say shout out to my mom. If you're watching this, I love you.
Thank you. Thank you. Let's see. How do I add the share the screen? No, I don't want to share the screen. Yep. Share that screen. Okay, let's see.
I can recognize.
I hope.
I'll see you there.
Okay.
Goodbye, Elvin.
Goodbye, Mrs. Huxtable.
I'll go get some under for you.
Dr. Huxtable,
Yes, sir.
your wife goes to work and you cook?
Right.
Well, doesn't it ever bother you that when you come home at night, there's not always a hot meal waiting for you?
Oh, no. Sometimes my wife comes home and there's no hot meal waiting for her. Well, what's your point?
Well, I just feel it confuses things when a woman works. My mother works, and I don't like it. You know, sometimes when I come home, there's nothing to eat.
Well, are your hands broken?
I know how to cook.
Uh-huh.
But why should I when my mom's so good at it?
Daryl, what do you think about women working?
I'm all for it. As a matter of fact, my mother works.
Well, then in that case, I guess you don't get many hot meals cooked for you at home.
We always have hot meals at my house. Everybody takes turns cooking.
What would happen if your wife worked and you came home and there was no hot meal?
Well, I can cook for myself.
Say your wife is at home and you come home with the guys and there's no hot meal.
Well, that would be pretty inconsiderate. I mean, I would call first. That's what my father does with my mother, and she seems to appreciate it.
Was your father shorter than your mother? Okay. But now, how about if you're married and you're home and your wife came home from her career job and she sat down next to you and she said, "Where's my dinner? And you better get it on this table right now." Now you're a man, right? Now, what would you do?
Well, I guess I better do some pretty good cooking then.
How you doing, Alvin?
Hi, Dr. Huxtable.
All right.
Thanks for letting me in.
It's okay.
Hi, Mrs. Huxtable.
Hello, Elvin.
Is Sandra ready?
Well, not yet, but she'll be down in a little while. Would you and Dr. Huxtable like some coffee?
Coffee?
Yeah, coffee.
You mean you're going to get it?
Yes. You're surprised?
I'm sorry, Mrs. Huxtable. I didn't think you did that kind of thing.
What kind of thing?
You know, serve.
Uh-oh.
Serve whom?
Serve him.
Oh, serve him. As in serve your man?
Well, yeah.
Let me tell you something, Elvis. You see, I am not serving Dr. Huxtable, okay?
Okay.
That's the kind of thing that goes on in a restaurant. Now, I'm going to bring him a cup of coffee, just like he brought me a cup of coffee this morning. And that, young man, is what marriage is made of. It is give and take 50-50. And if you don't get it together and drop these macho attitudes, you are never going to have anybody bringing you anything, anywhere, any place, anytime, ever.
Woo!
Hmm.
Okay.
Wow.
So, what do you think about that one?
It definitely that was good. That was good.
I don't know how to get back to just the I don't know how to get back to just us.
Yeah,
There we
so
go.
we right there. We back.
Okay. We back. We back, Jack.
To answer your question, I think that there's certain things that women can say that men can't say. There's certain things that men can say that women can't.
Mm-hmm.
I think that women are more emotional based.
Mm-hmm.
That's just me.
Mm-hmm.
And when it comes to a man, it's more strategic. It's more, I need to do this, and that. And when you're so focused on doing said things, you fall short on what the woman needs. And when you fall short on what the woman needs, that's the big picture in their mind, because they're at home or they go to work like Miss Huxtable, and they come home and they ensure that there's a hot meal. But my whole thing is, what we think as men is, well, I went to work too, and I paid for the groceries. I did my job. But we're not thinking about, okay, well, yeah, I paid for the groceries, but she was right there beside me buying the groceries, you know?
Mm-hmm.
And she has to put the groceries up. Not have to, but she puts the groceries up.
Mm-hmm.
She also cooks the meal. She makes your plate.
Mm-hmm.
She feeds herself last,
Mm-hmm.
you know? So with us as men, we lack. But I think when it comes to us voicing our opinions or how we're feeling, they're not received in the same way, because a female can also, in their side, in their defense, if they're not willing to just hear your complaint, they're going to bring up, what they do, and that's very important. It's needed. There's no way you can take that out.
Well, do you always acknowledge what the woman does as well? Or do you or is the man, because not you, but is the man also acknowledging the woman and not acknowledge? I mean, because sometimes, a lot of times, a man is just coming in and he's tired.
Mm-hmm.
And the first thing he does is says what's wrong with him and not acknowledging everything.
Mm-hmm.
And it's a teamwork. It's a team effort. So, and it always says happy wife, happy life, right?
Yep.
That's what they say, right?
Mm-hmm.
So let's talk about that too. Let's share the screen one more time before we let's do that one more time and talk about this one, because that's what they say. And you're saying that we don't talk about the men all the time. So let's see what they say.
Actually a lie.
He said it's not true. And
It is not true.
Why do you say that?
Because what we've
Because
done,
that's what you hear. You see it on
Well-
T-shirts and bumper stickers. So why
okay,
is it
so
not true?
what we've done is we put an inordinate amount of pressure on men to make their wives happy.
Mhm.
True happiness comes from the inside.
Right.
But the whole idea is when I make you happy, what he's done, that is my goal is to make you happy.
Mhm.
And what happens is, even that, if that means neglecting myself, Even if that means at the detriment of my own emotional and mental health. Because what he said was, I'm feeling something, but I can't say what I'm feeling because I'm perceived as weak if I were to, share
how
my
I
feelings.
feel.
When people say happy wife, happy life,
So again, do you share how you feel,
So I would
or
like
do
to.
you feel like you're weak
Uh,
if you share your feelings?
for sure on my personal experiences, but
Okay.
what you did ask me is, do I show my appreciation? I think you started with that, and it's almost like someone sneezes, you say bless you. Are you really thinking about how they feel, or are you just accustomed to saying bless you? When I'm giving my plate, thank you. Am I really saying thank you for all the efforts that went into making that plate? That's not what I'm just because that's common courtesy. So I don't think that I do invest enough time in showing my appreciation, but I'm showing my manners, if that makes sense. So I can see how one could be in their feelings as far as like I'm neglected and I'm not shown as much emotional support because I can say this tastes good. But what if I go grab the hot sauce and I like now it's like, oh, you manipulate my plate. It's just one of those things where don't do what the custom is. Don't say thank you because I opened the door for you. I appreciate you taking your time to open this door for me because you didn't have to do that.
So you mean when you put all the ranch and all that stuff all over
Yeah.
everything and I remember the time you did that.
Oh yeah.
Somebody was so hurt. They did all that to make that ranch and stuff for you. Woo!
Yeah.
Okay. But let's talk about the elephant in the room, the big thing that we're here for, which is a month of the military child. Because Purple Up, my favorite color is purple anyway, but that's a big thing. And they talk about it a lot in schools. I am a teacher, of course, you know that. But it's hard for a lot of teachers because a lot of students come in and out of the classroom because they are moving so much. So I would like to ask you, what were some of the challenges for you with the moves and the deployments and your identity as being in the military?
It wasn't hard for me because Norfolk has the biggest naval installation in the United States. I think in the world actually, but I'm gonna just say United States. And with me coming from here and depping out of this area, a lot of people always ask me, where are you from? And I would say, I'm right from here. I'm from Richmond. I'm from Richmond, Virginia. I actually went to school right down the street and X, Y, and Z. And you wanted to be in Norfolk? And it's for me, I'm like, yeah, my son's here. My mom's here. Two most important people in my life. So I'm perfectly fine being here. What ain't nothing to do here? And there's bad drivers and there's this. And what people don't realize is that there's a lot of military people here. So is it bad Norfolk drivers or is there bad New York, Connecticut, Rhode Island? It's a bunch of drivers here. And if there's nothing to do here, then how do you maintain?
Yeah.
How can you talk to me about the same place that I go to? Because you've experienced it, you went there. So there is things to do. You just don't know what to do. So I've been in California. And I was only there for 3 or 4 weeks and I was miserable. So I would never want to go anywhere else. I was stationed in Maryland, Patuxent River, Maryland. And somebody told me, if you don't like to drink or fish, that's the wrong place to get stationed because there's nothing else there. So you know, as you know, every weekend I was at your house. I was at your house, so I didn't enjoy being there. I just love being. I love being here. So.
And see, for you, it was good that you did not have to go anywhere far right now.
Mm-hmm.
Me, because I'm a military child as well, you know, your grandmother
Mm-hmm.
and grandfather
Correct.
was both in the military. And we had to go over to Germany.
Mm-hmm.
They went to Korea. My biological father was in the war. You know, so it was hard. You know, it was really, really hard. So what about your support systems and resources?
So when it comes to support systems, I think that it's a touchy subject for me because, as I said before, I am from here.
Mm-hmm.
So a lot of people that get stationed here, they're from, like I said, Connecticut, Rhode Island, New York, California, wherever, and they find a way to help with their childcare or help with their dog if they got to go on deployment and stuff like that. So it's easy for them to figure out military spouses and next door neighbors and things like that.
Mm-hmm.
But for me, my main support system has always been you. And with you being my main support system, that's kind of handicapped me and enabled me because I don't trust anybody else. And with me not trusting anybody else, I know that I have different people and avenues that I can lean on. But I also, what I do is I don't think about what you have going on. I think more about what they have going on and how that could reflect on neglect from my son.
Mm-hmm.
And I start to analyze what do they have going on in their life where they might not be able to show as much attention to my son.
Mm-hmm.
But with you, I know that you will fight through, and it's not fair to you, but I know that you will push through, fight through, and sometimes struggle just to make sure that you and him are okay. Just the same way that I would if I'm at home. So
Absolutely.
My support system is not big because of me internally. I don't trust anybody else. I only trust you.
Okay. So tell me about your role. Like, what branch?
Mm-hmm.
Tell people about the branch that you're in.
Cool.
You said, well, you've already said it.
Yeah.
You said that you were in the Navy. Why did you choose the Navy? Because everybody in your family, our family, is in the Army.
Right.
So why did you choose the Navy?
Well, that was my opening statement. I went to Norfolk State and I worked at Food Line. I worked at Food right off of Tidewater Drive.
Mm-hmm.
And literally would just see a bunch of Navy people grocery shopping and never even thought to say, hey, what do you do and how do you like it? Nope. But I knew as soon as I found out that I was going to be having a child, that's the recruiter I went to. That was almost 13 years ago. I've been in for almost 13 years in August.
Whoop, whoop. Yeah.
And,
Okay.
Since then, I have went on 2 deployments. I've been to Bahrain, Dubai, England, Singapore, Egypt, Greece. I just went to Greece. That was kind of dope.
Yeah, that's Greece.
But I've seen a lot of the world where typically my paycheck or my comfortability wouldn't allow me to go to. So I appreciate that. I'm a aviation Bosa's mate equipment. I launch and recover aircraft on and off the flight deck.
You be out there like this, right? Do that.
Exactly. Yeah. It could be a very dangerous job, but once you've seen it once and once you've done it once, it kind of gets repetitive. I am now eligible for Chief E7. There's no guarantee, but I'm still working. I'm still trying to better myself to make it there.
Prayer does work.
I do want to do an honorable mention. My Aunt Donna and Menelik. They both were prior Navy people, and those are only two Navy people that I know about outside of Chief Orlando Sr. These are people that I look up to. I still reach out to my cousin Menelik now. He's actually he's overseas right now, so big shout outs to Chief Hubbard. And that was my major reason for joining. I never thought to be in the military, and I don't think that Army even crossed my mind. I never did JROTC in high school. I never did ROTC in college. Military was never a part of my plan. I never told my mom I wanted to join the military. And I'm truly surprised that 13 years later, I'm still in.
I still remember the day. I think I have the picture. I'll have to find it somewhere. When I came up there and you told me that you were going into the military. So how has it impacted your son?
Ooh. That's a touchy one for me. Because I joined the military, as I stated, I joined the military because I told the mother of my child, if you ever get pregnant, then I'm joining the military. And for me to join the military and literally 4 months into the military, I'm no longer with her. I joined for my family, and for me to join, go through boot camp, go through A school, start doing my workups and all that stuff. And when I'm going on deployment, I no longer have a family. I didn't feel like I had a reason to live. I didn't feel like I had a reason to be in the military. I didn't know what my purpose was anymore, because she had taken my child, and for good reasons. You know, I'm not faulting her or nothing like that, but for good reasons. And I couldn't see my son. Now I'm on a 9-month deployment, and I don't even know the updates of my son.
Right.
You know, so that was real tough on me. I know it was tough on you to try to reach out, and you know that I'm out there hurting for 9 months. I also lost my best friend on deployment, you know, so it's just with me going through all said things and also missing my son, that was real tough on me. So for me to get home, luckily, I guess the pages were flipped and she allowed me to see my son. And from there, I don't think that I've missed a beat. The only reason I have missed a beat with my son is because of deployment. And that will remain the same on anything that comes military wise. I can only imagine how tough it is on him. I've spent numerous hours inside of a vehicle on my weekends to get him. Literally, just to break it down for y'all, I would get off work on Friday. And with me getting off work on Friday, I would literally drive 3.5 hours to go pick him up, have to drive 3.5 hours back. And at that point in time, Friday, all I'm doing is just giving him a meal, giving him a bath, and laying down. I got the entire Saturday to chill with him, have a good time with him. And Sunday morning, we're back on the road, 3 hours there, and I'm back on the road by myself, 3.5 hours back, just to get ready for work the next week. Yeah.
Well, I would like to bring him in to talk about some of this and how he felt about this, if that's okay.
For sure.
Okay.
Yeah, that's fine.
I'll bring him in just a little while. But what makes you most proud of him as a military parent?
I think I've heard so many stories about you, as far as how you've had to manipulate, curate, and make your lifestyle a little different, with you always moving state to state and country to country and learning new people, and how you've had to adjust your character to just adapt to different people. My son is very, very good with that. He's never complained. He's very, very smart, very intelligent. He actually has grown into one of my passions, like I said, music. And he told me, Dad, I'm in band. I have been trying to put an instrument in his hand for years, and he just wouldn't touch it. But just for him to come home and with this trombone and say, Dad, I know the B flat scale, or I know this note, and now I'm bringing out my tuba, and I'm practicing with them, and I'm okay. Well, if you know this, and let me show you this, and I'm getting but I'm forgetting that he's doing all this without me,
Yeah.
and he's watching my influence. He's watching me watch band clips on the TV all day. He's a true gamer, a big gamer, and 2K. I played 2K, and he wasn't big on 2K, but he got to the point where he's like, okay, well, this is what my dad plays,
Yeah.
so let me get good at it. And he got so good where he beat me at it, and it's just like, okay, that's dope. That's I really, really appreciate it. My biggest thing that I think that impacts him is, I think with him having to move so many places and all that truly hurts me. It's not fun for me, but I think that as long as he's okay and he knows that I love him, I would hope that he knows that I'm doing what I can do with the best that I have presented in front of me.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Well, let's bring him in. Come on over, TJ. You can come and sit right here next to me.
What's up, dude?
Hi.
It's my dog.
This is Tantalus Holiday Jr. Go ahead, tell them a little bit about yourself.
I like gaming. I like playing my trombone. I like playing basketball, football, and I stream too.
What's your streaming name?
It's Tant Go Crazy.
Tant Go Crazy is his streaming name. And I still have not heard the trombone playing yet. I just want to say that and put that out there. But so tell me, how many times have you moved? Do you know how many times you've moved?
I think 4.
4? And what has that been like for you?
It's been hard, like having to create new friends, having to like in the new environment, I have to like adapt to it, and I just think that it's really cool to have new friends, new everything, have a fresh start.
Yeah. Yeah. And how would you describe your life as a military child?
A lot of moving, a lot of missing my dad because sometimes he's on deployment. He has duty sometimes, but I think it's very lovely and cool.
So we got the opportunity to go on the boat with him, right?
Yes, we did.
How was that?
It was cool seeing how my dad works. I slept in his bed, and I like seeing his friends and stuff that he works with, and I just love seeing him work.
So what's the hardest part about Dad being in the Navy?
Having to see him go when he goes on the boat, and knowing that I might not see him again.
Yeah. What about when you had to come and stay with me? How was that?
It was cool. I like living with you, But I also
Be honest.
I did.
Okay. But it was hard, right?
I had to remember that I still had to, you know, be like having to remember that my dad is still gonna be there, and just keeping it cool with you too.
Yeah. Yeah. But it was really difficult for you because you really wanted to be with your dad. Am I right?
Mhm.
Yeah. And what would you do when you would go in your room by yourself?
I would think about him. I would play my game sometimes too, though. And sometimes when I was really sad about like him not being here with me, sometimes I would cry at night.
But I always taught you to do what?
I don't remember.
Well, we did what? We prayed, right? And we prayed for his safety. Yeah. So, what helps you to stay strong during his employments? Deployments.
Thinking about how happy he would be, how happy he's gonna be when he comes back, how happy I'm gonna be when he comes back, all the things we can do when he comes back, and just how much he loves me. And I know he wouldn't want to see me crying.
Yeah. So, if you could tell other teens or other children in the military that's going through what you're going through about military life or how to be strong, what would it be?
Just love the person that's in the military, your family member, as much as you can, because they might go on deployment one day, and you don't know if you're gonna see them or not again. So just have as much fun, and it doesn't mean that they're not gonna come back. It's just you just don't know what will happen.
Like that. Like that. So, what would you want to tell someone to help them understand?
Someone as far as my child or a child or
Another
parent.
parent.
You're not alone. I can be as strong as I want to be to give you the best advice, but deep down inside, I'm hurting too. So just lean on me while I lean on you, and let's be strong together, and let's make it back home. Let's not dwell on us being out here because we can't change that we're here.
Yeah.
We got people that's leaning on us and that needs us to come home. So let's go and get it done. That would be my best thing, and also referring to medical or obviously the military things. But I would just tell them, hey, it's real.
Look in the camera and tell them. Yeah.
It's real. We're going through it. We my baby right here, and I'm be hurting. I'm literally about to go on deployment soon, and it's not a second that I don't think about it. So I hope if you're in that situation, or maybe you might be on my ship or anything, we can work together and we'll get back home. We're going to come back home to our loved ones.
Amen. Amen. All right. Well, I thank y'all for being a part of this. I am so excited again that they have allowed me to do the podcast in their home. And thank you for being on the podcast. I'm excited because I'm going to church with them tomorrow. And
Refuge Nation.
What is it?
Shout out to Refuge Nation.
Refuge Nation.
Refuge Nation.
Yes.
What we doing tonight?
We're going to a play. I'm excited.
Jesus?
Who Killed Jesus?
Yeah.
Oh my God.
I'm excited about that one.
I'm excited too.
Yeah.
I am very excited. We're gonna do all the things.
I want to tell you one thing real quick.
Yes.
I don't have it on me right now. I have it right over here. It's super unfortunate that when it comes to Month of the Military Child, his school sent home an order for a shirt,
Mm-hmm.
and they're having something to honor, military parents and military children. Yep.
Mm-hmm.
But the unfortunate part is, I'm going to be out to sea. So it's just, that's another thing just to dig deep into. I can't even be honored, or he can't even be there with me because I'm still serving.
Yeah.
And that that kind of hurts a little bit, but
that's why they do that.
Mhm.
Because they honor them in the school,
Mhm.
so that they can be recognized because their parents are not there, or because they want them to know that they are remembered.
Yeah.
And I have a child in my class, and my heart goes out. Her Christmas time, the mom's mother passed away, and then January, the dad gets deployed.
Mm.
And the child is just, all of the transitions that child has to go through.
Mhm.
And then sometimes you wonder why. I get emotional about it, but why the child acts up in class. There's so many things that's going on at home that you have to make sure as the teacher that you're giving back to that child, and you're recognizing, and if you have great communication with the parent, that you're working together to make sure that the child is okay.
Right.
And that's why I don't care wherever. And TJ used to get mad because I had great relationships, and even you,
Mhm.
great relationships with every teacher. Because if it was anything going on, I needed to know. I let the teacher know, okay, TJ's mad because I didn't let him be able to bring his water bottle today. So that changes his attitude,
Mhm.
He goes to school mad at me,
Mhm.
but that changes his old attitude in school,
Right.
where he doesn't want to go in and first do XYZ,
Mhm.
and then his attitude might change later on.
Right.
But if the teacher tells me exactly what's going on, the parent tells me exactly what's going on, I know.
Mhm.
Oh my gosh, dad's getting ready to get deployed in a month. He's acting out because he doesn't want his dad to leave.
Mhm.
So it's a turnkey situation.
Okay.
But,
I appreciate you, dog.
yes.
I do want to ask you, go ahead.
Yep. And thank you
I wanna ask
again
you.
for tuning in. Subscribe, like, share, because someone else needs to hear this information.
I got a question for you, though. Can we do a question?
Oh, a question.
Have you
for
ever
me?
had that?
Have I ever had what?
You brought somebody on, and somebody is interviewing you?
Oh my goodness, he's interviewing me. Okay, let's do this.
Well, I want to know how, with you being a military child, because we've talked about that in your previous one, right?
Yes.
How have you utilized that in molding me
Mm-hmm.
with having a military child?
It taught me resilience. It taught me to be able to discuss feelings instead of suppress them, because not being able to share how I feel with someone was hard, because we're not taught to share our feelings with anyone a lot.
Compartmentalized.
Yeah, compartmentalized.
Yeah.
And that was tough growing up. But now I want children, I want TJ, I want you to tell me what's going on, so that we'll know how to attack, how to approach different situations.
Okay.
And that's what helped, because I wasn't allowed back then. No one was allowed back then. It was like, do this, that's it. And that was the law.
Mhm.
But now it's more for me, for kids in my classroom, and for you and everyone is breathe.
Mhm.
All right. Are we ready to have a conversation now?
Okay, that's fair.
Yeah. So remember, breathe. Hold that conversation because it's important. All right. Have a wonderful day.